Blessed be everyone. Hello and welcome to another episode of Black Magic Talk. Today we're going to talk about Kali Ma. Now I know some people may find her a little scary. I have never felt that from her. As anyone knows, if you watch Hollywood, of course, she was the big number in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. And then, of course, she was like the bad one in an episode of Hercules. I believe that when he went to India, they made Kali Ma kind of evil and stuff. Um, to be honest, I never felt Kali Ma was evil. I never felt that from her. Always very curious about us humans. She would kind of keep to herself, keep in the back, um, very quiet. So anyway, welcome everyone. We're going to do an episode on Kali Ma since we did one last week on Hecate. And I have to say, this Kali Ma sort of called to me when I was a kid. I never once, when I was even when I was watching, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, I never once felt evil. I felt like the people were evil, that worshipped her, but not her specifically. So I think from a very young age, I was very intrigued with Kalima. Um, Only because she seemed like a very curious she in many ways, because she is the goddess of the underworld in Hinduism. She's very much like Hades. So I guess if you thought Hades was evil, in the Greek mythology, then I guess I could see where you would think that Kali Ma was evil, but I never once felt that from her. I always thought that she was different, definitely different, but not evil, and certainly not. I don't know the story about her. I actually had to read up on her. I do have a statue of her that she was kind of like Zeus and Hera were brother and sister. Her brother, oh my gosh, why am I drawing it? Shiva. Shiva was her brother, but also her husband. And she cared very deeply for him. But anyway, thank you so much for again being with me today. And again, yes, we are going to talk about Kali Ma. I also want to just make some announcements. I don't know if I'll make them at the end again, but we are getting something in the works next weekend. I have double booked myself. But I'm going to have the lovely Sonia Smith, and this time we got our times right because of the time crunch. Excuse me, the time, when when you move time back and forth, and I get all mixed up. The time since we've moved forward, spring forward, time, not time zone, but I can't think of the word I want to use right now. But anyway, because of the changing of the time, now we finally got our, time correct. um, so for those who like Sonia Smith or loved, seeing her on the show, she will be on the show next week. We're going to record on Sunday an episode that will be coming out on my birthday. So I mean, because it's like a birthday bash for me. So I don't know if I'm going to have a show next week. I think I'm just going to record it Sunday and then have it come out on my birthday. So there may be like a week in between there where there is no other episode. I do apologize, but I wanted to do at least one for this week, and that is we're going to talk about Kalima. So I just want to let everyone know that Sonia Smith will be back on the show, and she will be doing I forgot what we're doing. Except for we're doing readings, but then we're also going to be talking about other spiritual stuff. So just um stay hang in there with me, that we're going to figure this out together, and her and I will be doing some readings. And I know I did a reading last time. I may or may not do another one. Just because there is that week in there. I don't know if I'm going to be doing one next Friday or not. It is Friday. It's the 4th of April right now that I'm recording this. And so I just want to let everyone know that Sonia Smith will be back on. We will have her on. Trust me, I have double booked myself for the 13th of April. So if I do a episode next week, it will be a reading. I probably will do a reading for the masses. But I wanted to do this one because like I said, Kali has always called to me since I was a kid, and I guess I just didn't pick up I didn't pick up the phone. She was calling me and I didn't pick up the phone. So here, this is all about Kali Ma. And of course, we're just going to learn a little history on her. I'm going to share my screen. All right. I hope you guys can see that. So her origins said to have been born from earwax of Vishnu. Two demons, Madhu and Kitabaha, were determined to bother Brahma, depicted as sitting on a lotus that rose from Vishnu's navel. Interesting. Sensing trouble, Braha prayed to the female power described as Yoga Nidra of Vishnu, and the one who takes away our senses, causing us to forget our true purpose, Maya. Brahma invoked this power as Gayatri, Lakshmi. Sorry, some of these are some really interesting names. Ashvar or Ashvari, Shiva, and asked her to wake up Vishnu so he could destroy Madhu and that name. She emerges in the form of Kali through Vishnu's 5 sense organs. Madhu, Kita, I'll just say Kita. Okay, so there you go. And another story in chapter 2, 3, and 4. I'm not going to be able to pronounce that. A war took place between the Devas, led by Indra, and the Asharas, led by that name. So basically, desperate in defeat, the Vas approached Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. They recounted the battle and had powers of the sun, fire, wind, and said, "We have told you all the action of this and have sought your refuge. Please think of how you can read that." Our illustrious power arose from very angry faces. A powerful force emerged from the bodies of all the assembled devas. Her face from Shiva, her hair from Yama, and her 18 arms from Vishnu. So you can see there Mother Earth behind her. Her feet from Brahma, her toes from the power of the sun, her fingers from Ashta Vasas. Okay. So this just gives you a breakdown of how she came into be. Let's go down to symbolism here. So Kali symbolizes the death of the ego and the ultimate goal of human life in the Hindu Dharma. Kali is the embodiment of time and the female form of Shiva. Her name literally means she who is black. Kali is said to have lived in cemeteries among decaying corpses, reminding us that our world is nothing but a cemetery where all things that are born must decay and die. She wears a garland of skulls to show us that we too must cut asunder the skeletons in our closets. So, like I said, I've been told she'll cut away the illusions. Okay, so any illusions that someone might have. Okay, she gives us the implements for our own personal Okay. She drips blood while consuming all of creation. She reminds us that every minute is constantly destroyed in the cycle of time. We must rise above this manifesting world to see her in her infinitude, just as Siri, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that, but you can read that. That great saint of Bengal saw her. He found her in the benign, all loving mother. He felt in her breath the soothing touch of tender love and saw in her seed of immortality. Uh, okay, cool. So there you go. What her symbolism was, and where we came to know her. I think this is quite an awesome, reveal of what she's, and this is it's what she symbolizes. But for me, like, I felt that love too. I never felt fear from her. I never felt that she was anything but a loving mother. And of course, she was the female version of Shiva. So, worship and festivals, the two main festivals for the mother of Nevanitiri. I don't know if I said that right. I'm sorry. Who celebrate at the same time of the year. It starts on the new moon day of the Hindu month of Ashvin. As the name suggests, it is celebrated for 9 nights and ends on the 10th day, and is similar to all celebrations in the Hindu tradition. This is a perfect amalgam of social, culture, and religions, and spiritual aspects of celebration. In the South, families decorate 9 steps with dolls and elaborate Doloramas? Doloramas? Dioramas, sorry. Each step leading devotees closer to the, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that, so you can read that. Place the top step at the center. Friends, food, classic music are a big part of the celebration. In the West, it's 9 nights of dancing. So, with the mother at the center of the circle of life. So, she was actually seen as a mother to the earth, even though there are, stories of her being the mother of the underworld, or the goddess of the underworld. They're still like, they see her as the mother of all gods, kind of like Gaia, kind of like Hecate. Isis is another one. They see her as a mother. And she was, I believe, I don't know how many kids she had, but I think she did have some with Shiva. So awesome that they have, have celebrations, day competitions, 16-day lunar cycle. When the ancestors are worshipped, is a day mother is said to descend from her a body with Shiva in her maternal home on earth. And is it a day of battle between these two, Kali and this person? If you can pronounce that, great. So there's temples. Okay. There's even a prayer for her, Sri Lanka prayer that people, and I'm not going to read it, but you are more than welcome to go ahead and read that if you want. Here is a picture of Kali Ma. She does kind of look scary. But again, remember, she was the goddess of, the underworld, or of death. Let's just put that out there. All right, I'm going to stop sharing. But I hope that that gives you some, background on her, how she's changed my life. Like I said, when I first felt something from her, I was a little child and didn't know. I wasn't even on my path yet. I was about 3 or 4 years old when she called to me, and that's when I saw Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom for the first time. I have to admit that I actually would hide my eyes when a certain scene would come up. I think a lot of kids did, especially if you saw Indiana Jones. It was kind of like, oh, I'm not gonna look. Um, but as an adult, when I actually got on my path, when I was, I always felt magic calling to me. And of course, Kali was always the first one to call to me because I was so young. And I just didn't hear that calling because I wasn't sure what was calling to me. You're only 4 years old. You don't know what's going on. Um, but I always wanted to be a witch. I always loved magic. I loved doing spells, even though I didn't know anything of Wicca or the craft or anything. And like I said, didn't even know my own path. I wasn't, ready for that yet. Um, and so it took me a while, but I figured out that Kali had been there the whole time calling to me. And when I finally said, "Okay, let's do this," because again, I never felt, and I told my man this too, I never felt evil from her. I never felt negativity from her. My boss is actually Hindu, and she likes Kali Ma. She has a sticker of Kali on her on her Jeep, and I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, "Yeah, I honor Kali Ma too, through my rituals and stuff, and I call her to me." And my boss was actually intrigued. She was like, "Oh, really? Do you know the history of Kali Ma?" I was like, "Well, yes and no, a little more no than yes." Um, but when I started to learn about Kali Ma, I honestly wasn't scared of all the stuff, the stories about her. That never scared me. Again, I never felt evil from her or negativity. It was always like curiosity. I always felt curious about her. I think she always feels curious about me. Um, and she keeps to herself. She doesn't really um I don't feel any, like she's just more like she's just trying to figure people out. She's trying to figure us all out. So she kind of stays to herself, stays in the back. Um, and every time I've called to her, I've always felt this overwhelming um love from her. Like she wants to, but she's very curious, she's hiding behind the corner or whatever. Um Very, very curious. She has been there many times in many rituals that I have done. She does help me in my spell work if I need clarity on something, and I need the illusions to go away, or if I'm thinking of, like, it's old patterns, she get pulls away the old patterns and the new patterns come in. So I definitely could see, like, maybe getting into like a full not a full moon, but a dark moon ritual with her. Um Mostly it's Hecate, but I think I will also call to her as well to help take out the old and bring in the new. Remember, she's the goddess of the underworld, and she, as the article there said, she hangs out in cemeteries. So I think, to be quite honest, I'm not surprised that Kali Ma is seen as evil, but from personal experience, and also that I've known her for so long, and that she's always called to me. She has always called to me since I was a little child. Um so I would this is my take, and you guys can do this what you will. But honestly, if you feel her calling to you, you'll be drawn to like a movie about her or a show about her, but do some research about her before you if you do feel her calling to you, or feel that she's like looking in kind of in on your rituals, and you may not even call to a god or a goddess, but the representation of her is there. Again, she's seen as the mother. I think Isis, as well as Hecate, as well as several others, are also seen as mothers. Gaia, Freya, um, of course, Isis, who is the mother of Horus, but then Kali too, because even though she's a big mystery. A lot of people find her to be evil. I don't think so. I just don't feel that from her. It's like I said, it's more of a curiosity kind of thing. But then I think once you get to know her and establish, a relationship with her, I don't. She is very, very powerful. She's a very powerful goddess, and she can literally bring more magic to your rituals. So again, if you feel like you are drawn to this video for some reason, You felt like, she was calling to you. Maybe she wanted you to learn a little bit of her background through this show. I don't see why you couldn't do anything, to call on her. If you have any qualms about her, feel her energy yourself. I definitely, if you're going to, just call her into a meditation and see if it's right for you. But obviously you were drawn to learn more about her if you did click on this video. So maybe she's calling to you just like she called to me when I was a little girl. Um, and there are things out there that, she can help you with, and I definitely think she is very, very powerful. If you want to call Shiva in too, who was her counterpart. So there's Kali Ma, and if you have any songs about Kali Ma that you're looking for, I know, oh boy, I think it's Kelly Ann. Uh, has a song called Kali Ma. So if you're looking for like music, it's different than Hecate. Hecate has a lot of songs to her, where Kali Ma kind of doesn't. But you can just look up a bunch of stuff. They also have a lot for Isis as well. They have like a whole choir singing to Isis, which is kind of cool, I think. But anyway, if you're looking up Kali Ma stuff, Kelly Ann has a good song. It's called Kali Ma, and it's a really awesome song. I would play it, but I'd have to get rid of it on YouTube, because they don't like copyright music, and I would have to ask Kellyanne if I could use it, and I don't know her personally. Um, so if you're looking for songs for her, after doing a ritual and you want to, um, donate, or not donate, but if you want to, honor her, after you've asked her to be in your ritual, I would definitely, come up with some music that you could play. Even if you played it during the ritual while she was there, that would definitely honor her presence and honor her, so that, she would feel like, this is where she belongs. Um, well, we are coming to the end of this episode, as we are in like 22 minutes. Um, but if you have any questions that you would like to ask me, let me just bring up my X here. Give me a couple of seconds. If you would like to ask me a question, you can direct message me on X, and I will definitely get back to you. Let me see here. Let me see. Give me just a minute. All right, let's go ahead and pull that up. And do that. Okay. So I hope everyone can see this. Of course, you'll see from last week we did Hecate. So that episode is here. If you would like to follow me, it's Miss Witch Perfect. So it's at Mrs. Witch Perfect. I'm sorry, not Miss, it's Mrs. At Mrs. Witch Perfect. And you can obviously, here's my messages. You can always direct message me if you would like a reading, and I can give you my how much I will charge. You can also see the latest episode that is out, and of course, you can check out all my cool witchy stuff. I love that. I love this picture. I will, if I see little things like this, I will post them. Of course, if you would like to follow me, you would just go ahead and follow me once you find my page. And of course, again, you can always direct message me if you would like some kind of I like this one a lot. It's beware of all witches battles fought by Hecate. She's never lost one. I totally agree with that. um, and that's why I posted it. So anyway, but this, like I said, if you want to check this out, and I also post my other channel on here as well. You can also find me at I think it's Kurt Podcast 0420. And you can also follow me on there. Yeah, Kurt Podcast 0420, and just go ahead and hit follow. And you get to see all the cool stuff I have over on my wrestling channel. But for this, again, you can just go ahead and check this out. send me a DM if you want to. I literally will answer right away, and I will give you all the information you need to get you a reading if that's what you want. I do private readings if that's what you're into. Of course, we will do a tarot reading. If you would like a personal one, I can literally just sit here and listen to whatever spirit says, and hopefully that feels better for you. Whatever you want to do, I'm up for anything at this point. So if you want a tarot reading, fine. If you want, I do have runes, and I do have the pendulum. Um, and again, all my rates will be once you DM me, you can rate. I'll give you my price and stuff. Um, but that there'll be a link in the description field for my X's or Twitters. So if you like wrestling and you also like Black Magic Talk, you can subscribe to both of those. Also, I wanted to just announce again that we will have Sonia Smith on in a couple of weeks. I am recording as of April 13th. She will be on and we're going to do some stuff. I wasn't sure what we're doing other than readings. She told me, but now I forgot. So anyway, if and when you get a chance to check her out, check out her website. Her website will be down in the description field. If you would like to do a class with her, you can find that all on her website. I believe she takes PayPal. I'm doing an advanced mediumship with her. If you would like to do that, I would recommend doing the first mediumship with her, the basic class, which is an introduction to mediumship. I think you should do that one first. She can give you her rates and you can pay through PayPal. Also, if you want to do the advanced mediumship, please, by all means, do it. It's very worth it. She also does a psychic ability, awakening your psychic ability. If you would like to do that with her, all her links will be in the description field. And again, we will have her on. We're going to do an hour instead of a half hour, just so that, and again, that'll be recorded next week. So next Sunday will be, that will be recorded. So if you have any questions for her, her links will be in the description field. I would really recommend you definitely sign up for her classes. If you would like a reading from her, she'll give you that as well. You can pay her through PayPal or you can pay her through the Patreon, I believe, but it's probably mainly through PayPal. But anyway, if you want a tarot reading from her, her rates are there. If you would like other, like a mediumship kind of reading from her, she can give you all that information. And again, all her links are in the description field. Also, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to Matt, or not, well, I mean, I hope that you find success, Matt, and I know you're gonna. This book is gonna be phenomenal. So we haven't forgot about you, Matt, but we miss you terribly. I'm sure there's fans out there that wish you were still here. But anyway, that's it for me, guys. And I hope you'll be back with us next week. I probably will do a reading. We will see a reading for everybody. So just for the masses, I may do tarot, and then I may do, just whatever comes to me, whatever I feel. Like I'm getting like a craving for some kind of oatmeal. Is anyone out there craving oatmeal right now? Anyway, hopefully if it did, then I'm talking to you. Definitely have some oatmeal. I don't know why I'm craving oatmeal. It may just be me. I don't know. Anyway, I hope everyone enjoyed this episode, and will be back with me next week on the collective reading that I'm going to do. And then, of course, I hope you will check it out on Sunday, April 20th. That will be when the episode with Sonia Smith airs. So she will be recording with me next week. And then again, that will be airing on April 20th, which is my birthday. So it's kind of like a birthday bash for me, like I want to do a special birthday bash. So, and then hopefully I can get her on for Beltane. That would be really awesome. Also, I will be doing a Beltane reading for all those who are interested in watching that. Again, we did one for Ostara, we did one for Yule, we did one for Imbolc, we will do one for Beltane as well. Okay, I hope everyone enjoys your week, and we'll see you back here next week for your reading. Blessed be everyone. Blessed be everyone. Hello. I just want to let everyone know that the outro music is AI generated. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. And also, if you would like to generate your own AI, the link in the description field will be for their website. Blessed be everyone.
In a cabin out by the pines, she lights candles, they intertwine. Her whispers drift through the night, under the stars her spell takes flight. With a notebook worn and gray, she calls the moon, shows her the way. Ancient runes beneath her gaze, in her circle the fires blaze. She's a moonlit witch in Tennessee, casting charms by the old oak tree. With a heart as wild as a midnight wind, her magic spins, it never ends. Sage and cedar fill the air, her sacred rituals laid bare. Under sky so big and wide, she carries secrets she doesn't hide. Her cauldron bubbles in midnight stroke, in the stillness the spirit spoke. She walks barefoot on the forest floor, in her soul the wild hearts roar. She's a moonlit witch in Tennessee, casting charms by the old oak tree. With a heart as wild as a midnight wind, her magic spins, it never ends. Tennessee, casting charms by the old oak tree. With a heart as wild as a midnight wind, her magic spins, it never ends. She's a moonlit witch in Tennessee, casting charms by the old oak tree. With a heart as wild as a midnight wind, her magic spins, it never ends.